back again. Another edition of the Sports Office. Great to have you with us. Good to see you. Hey, we're going to invite you to join us on the show. I'm going to get this right off the bat. Bang, right there.
Perfect.
Click the Zoom link. I know, right?
Nice job.
IKR. We're going to click the Zoom link, and we're going to welcome you into the show in just a bit. We're going to be talking some Lions and Giants. James is here. Woody's here. You were out at the Lions today.
Yes, I was.
They ready to go?
Yeah. I asked St. Brown directly. I said, you know what? You're the type of guy that I could ask this question to. Are you getting sick of this up and down, back and forth thing? And, he said, yeah, they are. And it's time for them during these next 3 games to really put it together. I think that if they win the next 3, then they solidify it. But, like we've seen, Dan, it's been up, down, down. And that's not good.
You know what they're really sick of? Guys like us asking that question.
Very true.
But
you know what I'm sick of?
There's no way to do it.
You know
There's
what
no way to deal with it. Win.
You know what I'm sick of? Referring to that stat that they haven't lost 2 in a row in how many years
54 games.
I hate every time they lose, we got to play that game. When's the last time they've lost 2 in a row?
Right.
October 30th, 2022.
Now, I don't want to see them lose 2 in a row. Let's just get that clear. Okay,
right.
We don't want to see that.
Yeah,
but
a loss this week would be really bad.
No,
It'd be
I don't
giant.
Think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Because they got a chance to handle their business here because, look, that Green Bay game will be no joke. We know that. And that Dallas game is now looking more difficult than it did maybe 3 weeks ago.
Very true because of the way they performed the other night.
And
I agree.
Fortifying that defensive line as well, yeah.
But even if we look at Sunday, what kind of Giants team will we get? They seem to be a Jekyll and Hyde type of team.
We're going to find out.
Really?
We're going to talk to Rich Ackerman,
my
friend from New York, who's right now doing an update on WFAN, and then he's going to join us here coming up momentarily. You know, it's an interesting team, and I'm sure he'll tell us about this. They're 2-9, but they've got like 3 games where they had like over a 90% win probability that they didn't win.
That's what
and you know what happens then?
You lose.
Your head coach gets fired.
You lose.
Your head coach gets fired. That's what happened. All right, Ack's with us now. Let's welcome him in. Couple things people may not know about this guy. What's up,
Ack? Yeah.
People Magazine's sexiest man alive in 1994.
For real?
Thank you very much. And the other thing that people may not know, helped me move in 1993.
Wow.
It's very true. We had a great day.
None of us had
That was the last time I did anything physical.
It only took 1 day to move you, Dan?
Oh, none of us had any money or furniture back then. So at least I hope I bought you a pizza after that. I know I didn't have any money.
You, me, and Cindy went to lunch at a local bistro. It was very nice.
Nice. Well, it's greatly appreciated. Well, if you were in New York 2.5 minutes ago, you would have heard Ack giving the update on WFAN.
I just missed him.
Yes. Ack, this Giants team, 2-9, but they've had some of the most improbable losses of any team in the league. So are they better than 2-9?
No. Yes.
Thanks for stopping
I love
by.
that. I love the short answer. I love it.
Yes, they could easily have 5 more wins, but they're just not good enough. And bad teams lose these games. They are bad. They have some guys that provide some hope in the future, among them Jaxson Dart, who still hasn't cleared concussion protocol. So we'll see what his status is for Sunday. Brian Burns has been outstanding this year. He's been by far their best player. And they do have a rookie in Abdul Carter who, yes, may have some maturity issues, as shown by his first series suspension last week. But he is a phenomenal talent. But beyond that, and I can't leave out Andrew Thomas either. They're great left tackle. So when he's in the lineup, he's terrific, and that offensive line is totally different. But beyond that, it's amazing. You keep looking at the Giants year after year in the draft, and you could say just about any position they can draft, they're okay with. Now, at least they have the quarterback going forward, so that's important. But quarterback, left tackle, and they have a defensive end in Brian Burns and an emerging, if you want to call him a star or big-time player in Abdul Carter, go right ahead. But beyond that, I think the coverage is a little thin.
And you got players that are hurt as well. That are going to be a big part of it. Yeah, and Scattaboo as well. I mean, those guys figure to be a part of the future. It's difficult when you lose guys like that. So if you're taking the temperature of people in New York, you fire the head coach, you keep the general manager. Was that well received at all?
I think it was about a 50-50 split on that. I'm not I actually thought they should have made wholesale changes last year. The fact that Joe Shane has brought in Brian Burns and drafted Jaxson Dart certainly helps him. And also the fact that he could point to Malik Neighbors even if he is hurt. Sure. And Scadaboo this time around, as you just mentioned, among others. So, that I think is where he's hanging his hat right now. But, beyond the obvious picks, there aren't a lot of great draft choices that are really that seem to be big time players. Teams will hit on a guy in the second or third round and they can unearth a star. They have some guys, Wan'Dale Robinson was a second round pick. That's one. Theo Johnson, a fourth rounder who you look at him and you say, boy, this guy could be a terrific player. And sometimes he shows you that. And sometimes you look at him and you're like, boy, how did he go in the fourth round? Yeah. So, there are more misses than hits in the draft. They hit on the obvious guys like Neighbors, Abdul Carter, and obviously moving up to draft Jaxson Dart this year. But beyond that, there's not a lot of depth in the draft. Tyrone Tracy has taken a step back for some reason this year. Scadaboo provided a glimmer of hope, but he's hurt. So, they really can draft at any spot with the exception of quarterback this year and be in good shape.
I'll get to this game in a second. I have to figure in the offseason this will be – look, there's only – X number of jobs in the NFL that are going to be open. I have to figure this is going to be a popular job because it appears you have a quarterback, you've got some other pieces, you've got a defensive line. I mean, it has to feel, am I wrong to say they may not be that far off in New York?
Well, they have some picks coming up and some high picks, obviously, but also the fact that ownership. John Mara, even though he's battling cancer right now, this is a stable franchise. Also, the partnership with the Tisches, there's no bickering between those two. They're in lockstep on everything. So I'd say the ownership is very supportive and one of the great historic franchises in the NFL. And as you mentioned, of course, you have the quarterback, and that's such a big part of all this. So any coach worth his salt is going to look at an opening and say, okay, what's the ownership situation like? Check there. What's the quarterback situation like? Yeah. Seemingly a check there.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, so how do you look at this game on Sunday? I mean, I look at that Green Bay game. They had 5 drives of 9 plays or more. They outgained Green Bay in that game. They had a chance to be in it at the end. Not a good pick there thrown by Jameis Winston. This is a game the Lions have absolutely got to win. They got 3 straight coming up at home. This is the first one. They've got to have it. How much of an impediment will the Giants be on Sunday?
I see the Lions pulling this out. I really don't see any way the Lions don't, and for 2 reasons. No matter who's in at quarterback, whether it's Jameis Winston or Jaxson Dart, they're turnover prone. Dart has been a ray of hope for this franchise and the fan base. People love him. But there are times when he does turn the ball over, where it's the fumble, where he got the concussion in Chicago, 3 turnovers against the Saints earlier this year. It's a wild ride with Jaxson Dart, and at least that's a learning process. Jameis Winston, he's a guy that he can throw 5 touchdown passes, but he also might throw 4 interceptions. So I think turnovers are a big thing for this team, and I also think defensively, their inability to close games has been horrendous. Furthermore, they're without right now, both starting corners, Cordell Flott and Paulson Adebo, haven't practiced this week, so that's a big issue. And their secondary has been very vulnerable all year long.
You know what, Dan? Rich has said a lot, but I know that there's got to be an X factor on the Giants where if someone does step up, who might that person be? If, all of a sudden a good game comes from that guy, he can give Detroit trouble.
I got to think it's Abdul Carter because nobody had talked anything about any practice habits or anything off the field regarding Carter this season, even though the statistics weren't there, but you could certainly see his presence on the field and how it's helped Brian Burns, among others. But suddenly, for the first time since Mike Kafka took over for Brian Dable, this issue popped up and it shed some light on things. The team and Carter handled it very well, but he didn't come off the field last week after missing the first series much. But he didn't have the best game either, so I think he's got to be motivated. I think he would be the X factor for me.
Hey, how's our guy AG doing with the Jets? What's going on?
Well, the record doesn't say it. And if he stops feuding with the media, I think he would be in better shape. I do think, in spite of what's happened so far, I do think.
We got you.
I do think.
Ignore whatever you hear in the Zoom room. We got you.
I think in spite of everything that's happened so far in this season for the Jets, I do see them making strides. Look, there's still a lot of work to be done with this team, but in fairness to Aaron Glenn, Justin Fields was not the answer. I think they thought he could be a stopgap until they can get somebody in the draft, and he just has not done it at all. So, Tyrod Taylor, I don't think he really wanted to go in that direction. He had no choice but to. But, look, they've been in games too. And to me, the biggest surprise was their defense. I thought their defense would be a lot better this year, and it wasn't. And they traded both Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner. So now they're armed with a lot of picks. They figure to be in line for a quarterback in this draft. You'd think they'd rather take him this year than sit through another year without any hope and hope to get that guy. And even if that guy may be out there in 2 years. So I think, to me, Aaron Glenn's biggest weakness so far, I think he's come off as a little thin-skinned, and I don't think he should really have that. He may want to establish who he is, but this isn't it. When you're 0-7 and hiding the starting quarterback from the media, it's like, it's going to be either one of these two guys. It's the offense isn't going to be much different. It's not going to really give you that much of a competitive advantage there. So, but I think he'd be better off if he'd be a little, I don't want to say display a little more confidence, but not be as thin-skinned.
We saw that here. Yeah. And then he kind of said, my wife told me I need to smile more. And he started to smile. And honestly, and then you kind of saw his presence change at the podium, and some of that AG, feistiness went away. And I just, man, I agree with you, man, it just doesn't serve you. It just doesn't serve you, because that's the soundbite everybody uses, is when that happens, and they lose the message at that point. And we've seen both sides of that, so I hope it's well. Give me 20 seconds on this, Zach. The GM came in with AG. You got 5 first-round draft picks over the next 2 years. Are they, let me put it bluntly, a smart enough front office to handle this correctly?
Well, I don't want to take a cop-out on this, but obviously the jury's still out on that.
Oh, what a cop-out that is.
Come on,
I'm just kidding.
I mean, they haven't had the draft yet. They did trade. They did sign Sauce Gardner and traded him. So, they're still out there, but you want to think what they're doing is good. I think they realized they weren't going anywhere with both Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams. They were big contracts, so they said, okay, we're not going anywhere with these guys right now. Let's get the contracts off the books. Let's get picks and load up so we have enough draft capital that if we're not high enough for our guy at quarterback, we're going to get him. So I want to believe in these guys. I think they will get it done, but until you actually do it, it still remains to be seen.
They got some assets, no doubt about it. Ack, you're the man. We appreciate you, man. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Love you, Danny.
All right, brother. You too. Rich Ackerman joining us right there. We go way back.
Yeah, I mean,
way back.
He works for where? FAN in New York?
Yep.
What a small-time operation that is.
Yeah.
Good thing we can help him out on our big-time show.
And above all, on his resume, he did help me move.
Yes.
It's probably the top.
Both of us carrying a couch. Dude, I couldn't afford to pay anybody back then. It's like, Ack was cheap labor. So that was the best way to go.
There you go.
Hey, we'll take a break. We'll come back out. If you're in the Zoom room, go right there. If you're not, click it and join us. Z's going to play us out. We'll be right back. Sports Office rolling on right after this. Z bringing us back, house band. It's Thursday. You know what that means.
Deep thoughts, yo.
Deep thoughts.
Deep thoughts with Z.
Dig this. That's coming up a little bit later, so we look forward to that. Wings in action right now, looking to make it 4 out of 5. Wings are a first-place team.
Yeah.
Pistons are a first-place team.
Yeah.
Pistons are the hottest team in the NBA.
Yeah.
Yes.
Michigan State's on a roll. Michigan's on a roll.
Yes.
Lions trying to get back on track this Sunday.
Feels
We're
good.
living high right now.
feels
We're
good
living
right
high on
now.
the
You
hog.
take Michigan State football out and Tarek Skubal, we're good.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't even want to get into Scuba anymore.
Well, I mean, he spoke today, so I had to bring it up.
He basically said, I don't know where the media gets these numbers that they're throwing out there. They're not based in reality, basically. But he also said he doesn't know.
Look, you know what, Dan? He tries to have it both ways.
He does. I so agree with
we
you.
We know that his agent is out there doing his job, okay? And now we know that Scooble directs the agent. So why all of this?
So
I
you don't believe when the players say, I don't get involved, my agent handles all that?
I don't believe it at all.
No way.
No way.
And I also
if I got Scott Morris, I'd just probably say, you deal with this dude.
I also don't like Scooble when he says the media is creating a narrative. We're not creating any kind of narrative here. We're waiting for him to make a decision.
Well, it's not really him, is it?
He runs the agent, doesn't he?
It's Scott Harris who's got to make it. We're also waiting on him to make a decision as to what the Tigers do. And we got people saying, they may try to bowl him over at the winter meetings and throw big offers at him.
But he's already said he doesn't want to leave. He wants to stay here.
He doesn't want to leave at the right price.
Right.
He's willing to leave.
That's also a really smart thing to say. And I'm not saying he wants to leave.
Right.
But that's what you have to say.
But again, talk about the money. Get to it. Get it done. I mean, what are we waiting on here?
But it takes two to tango.
It's both sides' fault. It's the Tigers' fault, and I think it's the Scooble side's fault.
I still think it's
Tommy's over there laughing at me.
It's almost an impossible situation.
But that's
the only solution that makes it clean and dry is you say, okay, we'll give you X $100 million, you sign. I mean, because if you trade him, people aren't going to be happy.
Right.
And frankly, if you sign him, there's going to be some people that say if it's a 7-year deal or a 10-year deal for a guy that's turning 30, that's a lot.
But that's why I say the longer this goes, it looks like they're trading him. The longer it goes, I think he's not a Tiger anymore.
Well, if you're the Tigers, you're probably playing it right by not really saying anything and letting teams come to you. And if they come to you and they do blow you away with an offer that you cannot say no to, then you can do that. But it doesn't pay for them to show their hand right now.
No, it doesn't. But, I still get antsy because I'm looking at maybe the trade deadline. If they start the season with him next year and say, okay, look, if we're good, let's put something more around him and move on for a championship run. But I got a bad feeling that, they may not do that or they may not be in position for that. And then you're going to get pennies on the dollar for Scooble when you try to do it then. Okay.
Dude,
He's not wrong.
I know he's not, but it's like I
know.
It's like I told you last week. You could put me in debate class and tell me to argue any side of it, and I could argue a side of it and make sense.
And be right.
Keep him, trade him, sign him.
Yeah.
You can really keep him till the deadline. I mean, that to me is the scariest one because probably at the deadline,
then everybody knows
pennies on the dollar.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, because you're trading him to somebody for 2 months.
Right.
And then it becomes a problem. We got in the Zoom room.
His name is Samsung.
Samsung. I'm guessing that's your phone. What's up?
Sam, how are you? Good to see you, Sam.
I'm all right. Can you guys hear me?
We got you, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up a couple points back on the Lions.
Go.
If you don't
yes, sir.
So I just noticed in our struggles, it was a lot of pressure on Jared Goff when those are been in our losses. So I was just thinking about maybe some type of max protection for him on these plays to get the ball out quick or to his running backs, just to ease up some of that pressure, because other teams are going to use that Eagles method to kind of come after Jared Goff.
Eagles and or Vikings method that we've seen.
And the Vikings.
I mean, the thing is, not a lot of teams have the talent that those guys have, but look, they've got to adjust to what's happening. It's like, I think there is something of a feeling in Allen Park, like that was kind of a one-off, but at the same time, you've got to find a way to adjust to what's happening and go out there and get it done.
I think Samsung is onto something here, only because I say that it's a copycat league, so that everybody else is going to be looking at the way to attack the Lions and all that. I would love to see them have Gibbs and Montgomery in the game at the same time so that maybe you have other things to worry about instead of rushing Goff so much.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It'd be real interesting to see what they do against the Giants because this is a good front.
Yes.
With Dexter Lawrence in the middle and Burns on one side and Carter on the other side, Thibodeau if he plays. They got some dudes up front. So, hey, final thought. What you got?
What about a score?
The score?
Yeah.
With I think it'll be maybe 28-14.
I'll take that.
I like that.
We'll take that. Man, thanks for the call.
All right. Way to go, Sam.
Come right back. When we do, we got Deep Thoughts with Z. It is Thursday. Thursday means Deep Thoughts with Z. So on the other side, get ready to learn about life. Oh, it's time. Come with me for Deep Thoughts with Z. Dig this. Yes, sir. Lights, please. My man.
So dig this. What up, baby? So dig this. We got 4 things that we're going to share with you right now. The first thing of these 4 things, first of all, the 4 things are things that you can never, ever, ever take back. So always be cautious about what it is that you do and what it is that you say. The first thing is, a stone, once it's thrown, can never be taken back.
Gone.
It's gone.
Can't take it back. You threw it.
It's gone.
Know what I'm saying?
If you did damage, you got to pay for that.
That's it. You threw it. You
All
made
right.
the move. You can't take it back.
The second one is,
Damage.
that was good, wasn't
That was good.
I know. I thought. The word, once it's spoken, can never be taken back. Now that's the most important one, I think.
Words last forever.
Man, listen. You know what? You can cut yourself, and
It'll
a
heal.
year and a half later, you go, "Where'd you cut yourself?" I think it was over here.
But those
But say a
words.
bad word and repeat it again, and you live it over and over and over like it was brand new. The chance, once it's wasted,
Gone.
it's gone.
It's gone.
So that's why you got to take care of what you got when you got it. And the last one, time. Once it's gone,
Can't get it back.
you can't get it back.
Right on.
So take your time, live your life, and recognize.
And say nice things.
And you got to say nice things.
'Cause
Listen
those
to-
words
listen to
last
the man.
forever, too.
Yeah, they do. They do. And they have a positive effect on you. So
See?
Love you, Z.
You thought you were just going
Love
to hear
you,
about
baby.
the Lions
Puma.
tonight.
But
My man. Rock me, G.
you can make time, can't you?
you can.
We're out of time. Have a good
Peace.
night, everybody. Peace.
Believe it or not, we're back with another installment of Health and Wealth. That means that you're not quite healthy and wealthy enough. That's why we're here. We're going to help you in that general direction. I'm Dave Spencer.
And I'm Dina Santafanti.